As a human being, there is one thing you must protect. Number one, your culture. Number two, your heritage. Number three, your history. I repeat, as a human being in today's world, there are things you must protect. You must protect your culture. You must protect your heritage. You must fight and protect your history. Now, in Nigeria today, if you do not have a culture, if you do not have an heritage, you cannot tell us your history. You are a slave. You are a slave in Nigeria. When you look at Wazobia, Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo, you notice that between the Yorubas, the Hausas, and the Igbos are the most relegated, less influential in Nigeria. In the scheme of things, politically, anything that happens to an Igbo man, everybody will just overlook it. That is why you have a Nnamdi Kanu in prison. Sunday Igboho is flexing. He came to Nigeria the other time. Under Buhari, he dare not try it. Can we have an Igbo influence? But between this Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo, the Igbo have been relegated politically. No influence. Now, I saw this post. I saw this report. 1.5 billion naira palace for Obi of Lagos. Obi of Lagos is going to construct 1.5 billion naira palace. Now, if you look at the way things are going in Nigeria today, you see everybody is being conservative. If you go on social media, you see the conversations. Everybody is being conservative, protecting their own. Small thing now, Southwesterners go tell you, say, go back to your region. But here's an Obi of Lagos. Number one, the Obi of Lagos is an offense to the owners of Lagos. Mind you, whether you like it or not, Lagos belongs to the Yorubas. Lagos is never a no man's land. Anybody that is saying Lagos is a no man's land, that person, I don't know. Let me not abuse that person. But that is a childish talk. There's no land that is a no man's land. At least somebody is occupying that place. Now, when people were saying Lagos is no man's land, or they were pushing bigotry, the Yorubas in Lagos decided that no Igbo person will be in the state assembly. The people bragging that Lagos is no man's land, they could not stop that decision by the Yoruba people in Lagos. Nobody. Usually we have Igbos. I know somebody. I know a relative who was working for somebody that is a assembly member. The Yorubas came together. The owners of Lagos, since some people are saying Lagos is no man's land, they came together and made sure that no Igbo person is in the Lagos State House of Assembly. Now, even in the last election, there are some people representing, I think, House of Reps that are not Yorubas. In the next election, they will make sure that it is an all Yoruba thing. Now, when you look at the situation of the country today, it should be wise for the Igbos to look home and start developing their home. And Eze is building a palace of 1.5 billion naira. Let me read it. Special invitation. You are specially invited to the unveiling of the prototype of 1.5 billion naira palace of Obi of Lagos State and celebration of his first Ofala festival, New Yam Festival. Office complex, event center, guest house, and shopping plaza. Now, this is being organized by the Igbos. 1.5 billion naira palace for Igbos in Lagos. When you look at the reactions from the Yorubas, you understand that there's a lot of hostility to such things. You see, one thing about politics is that understand the terrain, understand the situation of things, then you apply wisdom. At this point in time, Igbos should not be thinking of investing such a money. 1.5 billion, you know how much it is. If the man put it in his village, in agriculture, in farming, in extraction, and whatever, development, he knows what he's going to get. But taking all those monies into Lagos, you have heard reports of how Igbos are being subjugated in Lagos and other southwest states. So look at Nnamdi Kanu, look at Sunday Igboho. Look at the former Eze of Lagos that said he was going to bring IPOB to defend, or ESN to defend Igbos in Lagos. The guy is still in prison till now. And these guys, you see, I don't know. I see the kind of Igbos we have now, I don't understand them. I don't understand. After the war, we have not learned anything. We have not learned, most of them we have not learned anything. have been preaching and saying that things are changing. Nigeria will soon restructure. People should think home. We are spending 1.5 billion there. That means you believe that there's a Nigeria that like Nigeria will still, there's still Nigeria. And when it happens now and they say go back to your Anambra, you start shedding tears. You start crying. I'm telling you, Igbos, we have made a lot of mistakes. Ojukwu came to Alaba the other time and said, look at the whole things that Igbo has built. Ojukwu spite on the Igbos in Alaba. I will not say what he said. Look at what you are building here. See, the hostility to the Igbos in southwest Nigeria, in Nigeria today, should make the Igbos understand that at this point in time, they need to focus on home, on the southeast development. Look at Uzodinma. Uzodinma itself is even making sense more than these people. Uzodinma is asking the federal government that these oil companies that come to Imo State and drill oil, then they will go and put their headquarters in Lagos State, that he doesn't want it anymore. These companies that will come and take natural resources from Imo State should have an office in Imo State, whereby they should be paying nominal charges. Nominal charges. Nigeria is going to be restructured. People are preaching restructuring. We are here sitting down. You are relaxed. Everybody leaves southeast. Now they go. An average Igbo man, I don't know how intelligent. These are Igbo billionaires today. I can't understand. Always wanting to show off. Always wanting to prove a point. Aggressive arrogance in so many ways. Nnamdi Kanu said one thing, that Igbo men, they are the most difficult people. And he said that they're the most useless people. I understand why Nnamdi Kanu said what he said. Because people cannot think. People cannot. When an Igbo man has money, he forgets his culture, heritage, tradition, and history. He forgets it. That's why you don't see Igbo billionaires investing in artworks that will promote Igbo history, culture, and heritage. You don't see Igbo men investing. When they get money, they will go Abuja, go build. They go Dubai, go build. They go to build house. They drink beer. They move up and down aimlessly. No contribution, no significant contribution to the Igbo culture, to the heritage, and Igbo tradition or history. I challenge Ohaneze Igbo. Give us a comprehensive history of Igbo land. Verified. Mistakes you have been doing over the years, we cannot correct mistakes. What are you doing in Lagos with 1.5 billion naira? What, to what end, to what extent? Okay, you are fighting for the interest of Igbos in Lagos. How many Obi of Lagos we get? How many Ezendigo of Lagos we get for? How many? You are fighting for the interest of Igbos by showing off. You are fighting for the interest of Igbos. Nnamdi Kanu's there. Most of the Eze is in prison, Krikri. You are fighting what interest? There's no, you see, one thing about leadership is that some Igbos, you see, look at the Hausa Fulani. They seem to have a leadership. Look at the Yorubas. They seem to have a leadership. Look at the Igbos. They don't seem to have leadership. You know what important thing about leadership? Sometimes we'll be abusing. If Oni of Ife say something, all of them will sheepishly follow Oni of Ife. If Sultan of Sokoto say this thing, everybody will sheepishly follow Sultan of Sokoto. Do you know why you need a leader in your team? A central leader. It's so that if we agree on a thing and we are building, somebody else will not be scattering. But the Igbos, some people will be fighting for Biafra. Some people will be fighting for one Nigeria. So those fighting for Biafra, they come out. The ones who fight for one Nigeria, they sabotage their efforts. As a collective people, we don't have a sense of direction. If we don't have a sense of direction, you become slaves in Nigeria. I've said it before that the Yorubas have the opportunity to exit Nigeria more than the Biafrans or the Igbos. I'm a Biafran. I'm an Igbo person. I'm an Igbo man. The Yorubas have opportunity to exit Nigeria. In fact, if the Yorubas start pushing for Nigeria's exit, it's going to be much more effective if all of them come together and agree and they are serious about it. They are not like the Igbos that you see them all over Nigeria. It will be difficult for them to come back and fight for the Igbo nation or Biafra nation. The Yorubas are focused on their region. That's why I see their region is developing and booming. Politically, they are united. You see Tinubu, almost all the Yoruba politicians are supporting Tinubu, whether right or wrong, whether you see it as right or wrong, or whether there's democratical, they don't care. Almost all Yoruba politicians are supporting Tinubu. Anybody who don't support Tinubu, they will call him Omale, bastard. This word Omale is prevalent in the mouth of the Yoruba people. On their people that are supporting any other agenda that's not the Yoruba agenda. Omale, and this and that. But Igbos, no focus, no ideology, no agenda. Even the Southeast governors, ordinary Ebuwagu, they go left, go right. No alignment. And we are the ones that want to make noise pass. Now, this 1.5 billion naira palace now, it gets to a point in Nigeria, things are being restructured. They will demolish it. To what end? To what end, my brother? To what end that we are running all this? When will we understand that the more we focus home and build a regional structure, a formidable regional structure, that is when we will begin to have mouth in Nigeria. Politically, we don't get mouth. Look at the voter registration. In the Southeast, all Southeast don't reach 100,000. All the whole Southeast, it don't reach 100,000. I think Imo State be like 61,000. Abia 2,000. Anambra no dey there. Ebonyi 1,000. You know reach even 80,000. But you see that Lagos State, Southwest, 1.7, 1.8 million already have registered for the voters. Look at the Southeast. And the Southeast will just pull all its resources. I have worked with these people. I know them. Yes, I've worked with Ohanese in Lagos. I will not tell you the branch. I know them. Pompous, arrogant, high-headed. Now, if you get into trouble, if you are not in their interest group, if you are not in their own clique, inside the clique, they different from clique. They are serving personal interest. But how would we come? In our time, we will get it right. I'm telling you, we will get it right. Look at what is happening in other climes. Look at how people are being conservative. But the Igbo will not look at it critically. If you're going to do such a thing, why loud it? Now you just put it so that to show off. Anytime it comes to show off, you see the Igbo people. Today, now I get time for my people. The Igbo people are my people. If we are getting it wrong, we tell ourselves. The people coming, the young people coming, if you're going to make money and also use that money to preserve your heritage, preserve your culture and your tradition. In a country like Nigeria, whereby we have different tribes, different interests, different agenda. The one with the superior agenda, with the influence and superior agenda will overpower you. If you continue like this, we'll become irrelevant. Look at how the Southwest snatched it from Obi. Obi came for presidency. How many Southeast governors supported him? How many Southeast politicians that are influential? Okay, tell me, which politician in Nigeria is influential from the Southeast? Which Southeast politician is influential in Nigeria? Tell me one. Tell me one. Peter Obi came out. These guys were just cowering. They were just preaching left, right, center. They are only for themselves and their personal. When they want to whip sentiment, they'll say, we Igbo. Look at Soludo, Professor Soludo. He wanted to become governor of Anambra State. He started pampering on Nnamdi Kanu. Started talking on Nnamdi Kanu. He had a meeting with Igbos in diaspora. Started talking on Nnamdi Kanu to gain your trust. To gain your vote, your support. See how he manipulated. See how he deceived Igbo people because he wanted to become governor. Now that he became governor, he even went to visit Nnamdi Kanu and he took pictures with Nnamdi Kanu. That is Soludo for you. Now, as a governor, what has Soludo done in respect to the Biafra that he was preaching of the other time? What has he done? The worst governor ever in history. Since I was born and I started following politics, I've never seen any governor as worse. Even Wifuru could do better. Wifuru of Ebonyi State, maybe at the end of the tenure, we will know whether him and Wifuru of Ebonyi State, which one is better than the other. These are Igbo leaders for you. When they start sharing properties in Nigeria, my Obi, my king, my Eze or whatever, when they start sharing properties in Nigeria, that your 1.5 billion naira complex, you're going to leave it. What benefit does it give to the Igbos in Lagos? I don't know. I don't know what benefit. Look at what happened the other day in Lagos Island, in the market. Igbo and Yoruba fight. Igbo Yoruba fight too. Now, then They fight, they took themselves. The Yoruba person could not survive, he died. Do you know how many people they retaliated? The Yorubas retaliated. Nothing happened. The Igbos there that used to make mouth online, nothing happened. They did not count the scores. The scores, Yorubas were leading according to the scores that we heard, reports we heard. So to what extent? No composure, no comportment, whatever. We are scattered all over the world. There's no God. Go inside Anambra State, you see this discrimination, disparity. This thing made me vex. This particular thing made me vex. Made me vex. It made me vex. Because we are talking about restructuring. We are talking about how we are going to focus on regions. People are just lavish. Hey, money misroad. You go make person go school and make the school show for your body, show for your action, your attitude. If you go to agencies of government today, how many Igbos do you see there? How influential are they? We are relegated ourselves to a certain kind of lifestyle, and we think we can run an economy. Even man, those Igbos of those days, they are different from the Igbos of now. I can't even recognize who Igbos are anymore. I don't know the value of an Igbo man. Ask me, what is the value of an Igbo man? What are the qualities of an Igbo man? Now, how is he going to dominate? How is he going to be influential with such qualities? The qualities of Igbo men I see today, just arrogance, lousiness, money misroad. Most of them are billionaires. Like I said before, look at the Nollywood. At a point in time, the Igbos were dominating Nollywood. Yorubas came from behind. At a point in time, I don't know who first started Nollywood, who was in theater art first, or whatever. Who senior who. But at the point in time when I was young, we mainly were looking at watching the Nollywood from the Igbo perspective. The Yorubas also can attest to that. But what is happening now? People that are organized, have an agenda, planned, and they took over. Top actors and actresses in Nigeria that are current. You look at their films, like from 2020 till now, they have acted films. Top. Where are they? Where are they? Go and meet an Igbo billionaire as a creative person or as a film writer, as a producer, film producer. Go and meet an Igbo person. I want to do a production on the Ekumeku War. I want to do something about the Igbo history. We'll be looking at immediate profit, greed and money. Now they finish Igbo. Immediate, what is going to get now? They don't plan for the future. Except if for their own personal, they're just so personal about their own things. Personal, my brother. It's unfortunate. Now, if the Yorubas start pushing something and start doing one thing, I know they may not stop this 1.5 billion naira palace. They may not stop it. But as you look at it critically, you are trying to aggravate another resentment. Should I use the word resentment? Amongst the indigenes of Lagos. Some people think that they are heaven and earth. Some Igbo people think that their heaven and earth is in Lagos. My brother, Lagos is not your land. Lagos is not your papa land. Don't be when they say the Yorubas own Lagos and you're angry. I saw one Igbo man, an elderly man, I think should be around 50 to 60s, was saying that Lagos is no man's land. Do you know the history of Lagos? The Benin way first entered the SF, they claim the way Igbos built Lagos. Do you know what it means to build a city? Do you think it's just effort of one person to build a city? If you don't collaborate, can there be any whatever? The Igbos are important when it comes to catalysts, development catalysts. They come to a place, the competition is high, and there's development. It's not to come and brag about it. Most of the Igbo billionaires, your Igbo top guys, they don't have major investment in the southeast. And we are not worried about that. Look at the young lady from the US, Njoku. I think she's doing an art. They call it Owambe art. Lagos Owambe. There's disparity on the spelling of the Owambe. The true spelling of Owambe is O-W-A-N-B-E. Owanibe. Yes, it is happening there. Yeah, it's there. But over the years, The corruption of the word Owambe has been used both by Yoruba and every other person as Owambe, O-W-A-M-B-E. They call it cultural misappropriation. You are not attaching the true value of that culture to those that have the culture. You can see the clap back on this young lady because of careless leadership that we have in Igbo land. Although the lady is telling them that there's nothing they can do, she's going to hold her exhibition, art exhibition. But this is a wake-up call. When you see such resistance, you should know that there's a kind of awakening in the southern part of Nigeria, in southwest, that you need to be cautious on how you invest, on how you push some policies, on carry out some activities and actions in Yoruba land. As an Igbo person, you should be much more safer in the southeast than just taking a whole lot. And some of these guys, they don't understand what is going on. They just believe. If they scatter my shop, yeah, I will do on that shop. I'm getting sick and tired of all these things that are happening. It's so unfortunate that we had people in the past, Igbo people in the past, that were sensible, that did a lot of things, that fought for the Igbo cause. And we were leading the Igbos in the right direction until this diversion came. Now, I told you about Ojukwu. Ojukwu, very instrumental in this Biafra agitation and everything. But he came back from asylum and he built a party called Abga. Abga. He wanted to become Nigeria's president. Now, as somebody that lost uncles and many family members during the war, how should I see the figure called Ojukwu? Now, Ojukwu's wife is working with the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ojukwu's wife is working with the president. How should I look at Ojukwu? Igbo leaders will start they'll just spoil everything because there's no leadership, there's no central leadership, there's no guidance, there's no mutual agreement among the Igbos. Because we don't have a shared, like a universal ideology. We don't have universal ideology in Igbo land. Instead of this Ohanese and other elders, Igbo elders or whatever diaspora people, that every now and then they come and say, release Nnamdi Kanu. Instead of them to focus on how we can look at preserving our history and tradition, heritage and culture. Let it be. My God, may God help the Igbo people and Biafrans.